The next few days, she did a little research on him. All it said on the internet was that he was one of the youngest, wealthiest, self-made tycoon. Nothing she didn't know before. The whole country knew them. She sighed, tucking her phone in her bag and looked up. She was still wondering if she shall call him. The check was missing from her bag, and as much as she wanted to let it go, it was the payment saved for this whole month, and it was only the start. She tried asking for some loan, but it was denied. Knowing she was paying installments for the new home she bought somewhere. Wyan, what if you think I'm coming after him for money? She groaned. The thought was tiring her at this point. Plus, she was missing Miri a lot. She just decided to give it a go. Calling his number, she never told him why it was what she wanted to meet. And surprisingly enough, Jungkook set up a time for them to meet. Since he was a busy man and only free after late evenings, she looked at the time, 9 p.m., as she stood before the premises of his mansion that spread across the area proudly till where your vision reaches. Wine was escorted in with warm welcome by a maid and was asked to wait in the lounge. She saw Miri sitting there on the floor over a rug mat and a pencil held tightly in her tiny fist as she made doodles on the paper. As soon as Miri saw Wyan, she jumped in happiness and extended her arms. Wyan lit up and rushed to Miri, picking her up. Wyan, you remembered me. She kissed her cheeks, happy about the child remembering her. Precious. Wyan laughed and poked her nose. The time, her hair were braided from both sides and several little star clips pinned in her hair. Wyan looked at an elderly lady who was sitting beside Miri, feeding her a mashed banana. She bowed in respect, and the lady only smiled at her. Yes. Are you Wyan? Wyan. Oh, how did you know? She only received a smile in return. Jungkook was like her son. Jungkook had talked to her about how Miri was in the house of this woman he met, and in the first sight, he felt things which were undescribable. When Jess asked him to meet her again, maybe fate has decided something for him. Jungkook said he was going to leave it on fate in that case. Before Ryan could ask anything, she was stopped by the sight of Jungkook descending the stairs, in all casual grey sweatshirt and trousers. His hair still a little damp, indicating that he just took a shower. Ryan, good evening. Jungkook, evening, Miss Ryan. I hope coming here at this hour wasn't much of a trouble. She shook her head and kept me in her arms, who was playing with her hair now. The sight only did more questionable things to Jungkook's heart. Jungkook, please take a seat. She did, thanking him, and Jess walked out of there, leaving them alone. Wine was served with coffee, which she kept away from Miri as it was hot. Wine, no. She shook her finger as a no when Miri extended her hands towards the hot coffee while cleaning. Jungkook, I'll ask Jess to take her away. Wine, no, please, it's fine. I missed her. Wine was able to distract the kid by drawing a few stars on her hands. Ryan, did she go on you? Always going after dangerous things. She chuckled, and it might have come out as a humor at Miri's moves, but little did she know this is what Junko was all about. Jungkook, who knows? Ryan, I won't take much of your time. You said I could contact you for help. I lost a 1,000,000 won check and it was already used when I went to complain for it. I went to police too, but they had the audacity to ask me for money instead. So, she placed Miri down beside her who was busy in her own play now. If you complain for it to police instead, as upset as it is, they always work for wealthy people. Jungkook, I'll complain for it. I can sign you one. You can use it till yours is recovered. One. Oh, no, please. Till I'm not sure that you received the money, I'm not taking anything. If there was one thing Jungkook will never understand, how much faith common people have in police till they are faced with a problem and receive complete disappointment. A 1,000,000 won was nothing for him, and he most certainly was not going to act like a nice civilian and complain for it. Jungkook, we will do that. You can rest assured. Wyan, thank you so much. Dada. The little one suddenly laughed and started bouncing in her sitting position excitedly, patting in front of her aggressively for Jungkook to come closer, and he did. Got off his place and walked near Miri, taking a seat on opposite side of her. Dada's star. She showed him her little accomplishment, a few rough lines here and there, which she compared with the star and laughed happily. Ryan noticed how his eyes turned soft for Miri and his hand that ran across her hair so gently. She was glad. No matter how stern he looked, she knew the little girl received her father's affection, which made her ended up asking a question which she regretted the very next moment. Ryan, where is her mother? Died, he replied. Ryan, oh, I'm so sorry. I killed her, Jungkook said so casually, as if he was recalling his morning schedule. His eyes stayed on Miri as he let the little one draw doodles on his hands this time. Dada Kishi. Jungkook held her stand on her feet, over his thighs, holding her while she kissed his cheeks and pinched his nose. They looked like the sweetest father and daughter, except for the murder confession he just made right now. Wine. What? You killed her? Jungkook. She wanted to kill Miri because she thought this little soul was taking away her independence. She was spoiled. We never had love between us, but she made a mistake attacking my daughter. Jungkook. Miri ended up in a hospital, and according to doctors, it was a miracle. She survived. She is completely healthy, but still sometimes have trouble breathing. If Nari thought she could get away with that, then she shall have known. Wine guessed Nari was his wife's name. The word of Mafia is brutal, and that's where her husband belonged to. While Mary demanded a star on her hand from her father, Wine was in a state of shock at the sudden confession one over another. First a murder, than being a mafia himself. Over that, a brutal and merciless one. Was she even supposed to be here? Jungkook, if you want to leave, you can. However, I don't hurt innocent souls. Wine, are you saying if, in any case, I was not able to prove myself innocent, when you found Miri in my home, you would have killed me too? Jungkook, that would make you 50% culprit and 50% innocent. And I said, I don't kill innocent souls. Jungkook wanted to keep her here with him as long as he could, but he knew she was dangerous to him and he needed to be away from her. Ryan, right. It's getting late. I think I should leave. Oh, Ryan. She stopped and turned towards the source of the voice. Jess, are you leaving? I just set the table. Please have dinner here. Jungkook cursed internally. Jess was doing that on purpose, and it only made him want to keep Ryan here longer. Jungkook, yes, you should. He got up, keeping Miri in his strong built arms, making the little child look even tinier against his huge presence. Was she supposed to join them? Was it going to be a good idea? Or this dinner, tonight, was going to turn her life around? To be continued.